After a massive week in the shed working on the 80 series, doing a clutch, front and rear wheel bearings, a rear diff rebuild and a locker, we headed out for the first test drive. But it didn't take us long to realise something was seriously wrong.
Oh, what's that sound? Uh-oh, what the hell was that? That was like a dun 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 dun.
Yeah, but that's a weird that's a weird noise. If we go tick tick.
I've never heard that noise before. It sounded like it's coming from the back.
You torqued up the wheels on that?
I didn't torque up the wheels.
How tight did you do them up when you...
Did him with the gun pretty hard.
Yeah, that'll probably be right.
Hear that?
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Hang on, just pull up over there. Just get off the road.
That's diff.
No, this wheel's falling off, dude. The wheel's falling off the car. I told you, did you tighten them up? The nut just fell off, the wheel nut. You idiot. I just watched a nut fall off. That's why I said, did you tighten up your wheels up tight enough? I just watched the wheel nut fall off. Yeah. You've lost all but one wheel nut. You've just lost them all. What are you doing, Paddy?
It's been a long day. I'm rushing to get done.
You've got a jack in the car? We're gonna have to jack it up and stick they might not be damaged. You might be able to get them back on.
I'm about to go find the wheel nuts.
Yeah, I can see them sitting on the side of the road.
All right, well, let's go get them. I really didn't want the episode to end like this. Really not good. Idiot.
Ah, it's off the ground, I think.
How are we?
Hang on, let's pull it off first and inspect. Because I just want to make sure and see if I've done any damage. They'll be full of aluminium, but they might be
not
right.
actually too bad.
No, it's because it's lucky you've got alloy rims. If you had steel rims, then it'd be
no way.
But you've definitely chewed the rim out a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I reckon what's happened is the wheel hasn't been running centre and it's been doing like that.
Yeah.
And then it's
loosens itself up.
So you need those rings.
Yeah.
In other words.
Yeah.
Now, before the test drive, we removed these centre bore locating rings, which are used to help align the wheel correctly to your vehicle's hub. We didn't have them on as we found it made it a bit hard to get the wheels on and off, however they do make sure you get the right alignment so you can tighten them up correctly. So I think this could have been some of the cause of my mistake.
But it's just when you tighten them up, you got to make sure they're tightening up central.
Yeah.
Which, like, that's central now. Or I just reckon you might not have done them up tight enough, to be honest. That's why I always say torque your wheel nuts. Not that that necessarily would have saved this, but it could have.
Yeah.
Because
they were done up pretty hard with the gun, but
you don't trust the gun because, as we've seen, sometimes a gun will struggle to undo a soft nut if you don't have the right angle or the right. So yeah.
Well, exactly.
Always do it by hand. Yeah, because like this is sitting central. It's not resting on the hub. Yeah, I reckon it's just you didn't do the wheel nuts up tight enough, to be completely honest.
That's really bad.
It could have been.
It was like the diff's blown up because it started making really bad
sounds. It's not blown up.
And I'm like, oh, the ARB airline's hitting the diff. It's all over. And then Liam's like, no, the wheel's falling off. I'm like, that's not much better. Alright, so while we've got the 80 series up here in the shed, there's a few other jobs I want to do, and that is to do with the brakes. Now, I've done the brakes as in the brake pads, upgraded rotors, etc. That's a little bit upgraded, but the one part I didn't do was the brake booster itself. Now, I've got a single diaphragm brake booster in my 80 series, which came factory on the car when it was launched back in the 1990s, but these days, they've made a lot of improvements with braking, and what I've got here is a dual diaphragm brake booster, which essentially means you're gonna be able to push a lot lighter on the pedal and the car's gonna brake a hell of a lot harder. So it's gonna pull up way better and just feel better to drive day to day. So shout out to Steve who hooked me up one of these. Along with that, I've also got a new brake master cylinder, just because the old one is looking a little worn out. So I've got a new one here from Protex. And yeah, this should hopefully make the braking so much better on the 80 series. So I'm really curious to see how this is gonna go. I've also got some new hoses to do the heater system. This is another part we picked up on when we were doing the look over the car with Dan. So we're gonna tidy up some of them, new hoses, new brakes, and this thing should be feeling $1 million. That's good. So if you hear that whoosh sound, that means obviously you're holding pressure within the diaphragm and within your vacuum line system.
Negative pressure.
yeah, negative pressure. Now, obviously, if that did make a whooshing sound, your brakes probably aren't working, or you've got a very bad leak, which means as soon as the engine stops, you won't be able to hold any vacuum pressure. So that's really bad, especially if you're forward driving, you know, and you stall it on the hill. You'll just go to roll back and you'll have no brakes because it would have already all leaked out. So it's good there's still pressure there. It means it's still holding. It should just mean that when we put on our new brake booster, you know, things will be the same, but there'll be so much more brake force being able to be applied because we'll have a double diaphragm booster. So that's good. Now we're gonna go inside, get it underneath the dash because there's a few bolts we need to get to be able to pull this whole unit out. Oh, cool. And there's the old brake booster out and master. Now, obviously you don't have to replace the master cylinder as well if yours is in good condition. I'm just replacing mine because it just looked like it was leaking a bit. And they're actually not that expensive for a aftermarket master, so we'll throw that one in.
Now, before you throw your old booster away, it's important that you take some reference measurements on how far the booster rod was positioned. This ensures that you'll have the same pedal brake position as before. The other measurement you'll need is to set your booster push rod depth. Now this ensures when you push the pedal in, it pushes the master cylinder at the correct time, thus braking the car when you want it to brake.
Alright, so the measurements all done now. Our new brake booster is now probably configured and ready to go back in the 80. So we'll get this in there and then once this is mounted, we'll attach our new brake master straight to it and we should be good to go.
Now, this was actually a really easy job, but it should make a massive difference. A lot of the vital components in this vehicle are near 35 years old now, which is pretty incredible, so refreshing some really go a long way in keeping it alive and on the road. Some of the other work we had to do were the heater hoses, which were old and worn out, and some of the low pressure power steering lines. We could then bleed and top up the fluids before giving that brake pedal a test.
So we're back in the car, there's some wildlife on the road, and I'm gonna put the brakes on and yeah, you don't need to push hard on the pedal at all. It's like a very easy press. It feels different, like a lot different than how it used to feel. But that's me like barely touching it and it just pulls up like easy as. So, and obviously I've done my brake upgrade on the car already, so I'm already running the later model 80 series brakes, the bigger rotors. But now having the brake booster to match and to actually have enough power to really clamp those brakes down is a huge improvement.
So with the brakes working and feeling great, it was time for our final bit of work, and that was to plumb up the air lines for our rear diff locker.
Alright, so I'm just come down here to Air On Board. They're very close to me, like 15 minutes down the road, and they've always been really good when you're looking for fittings and stuff. Now, with this ARB air compressor, it's a bit different to the TGM in terms of how they have the solenoid and all the fittings plumbed up. They use some different sizes, I think, to sort of, you know, shimmy into buying the ARB air compressor with all their system, but I don't have that. I run an Air On Board air compressor system, so I've got their tank, a manifold, and their compressor, and this system's been mint. Like, ever since I put the 2GM Pro locker in, I've had no leaks. I press the locker, it always has air. It's been a great system, so I've come down to them to help out with some fittings to get this ARB solenoid all plumbed up. And yeah, the legends have just lent me some lock seal and all that, so, and a heap of barbers to play around with so I can pick out the right one. So I reckon I found a T-piece that's gonna work, and I should be able to, they even found an adapter there to make it from, I think, at 1/8 BSB to 1/4 inch, or I'm not good with all these numbers, but they've helped me out, they know what they're talking about. So I should be able to plumb this straight up next to my TGM Pro locker solenoid, and then we should be twin locked with a great air supply to our 2 lockers. So yeah, big thanks to the guys at Air On Board. Definitely check them out if you need an air compressor or anything to do with air systems. They're you guys to go to.
So after installing the solenoids into the car, we could then run the air line down to the locker and give this all a test.
All right, cool. I'm gonna turn the air compressor on. Hope for no leaks. Looks pretty good. All right, now I will flick the locker switch. Hopefully that doesn't leak. Locker. All right, you ready? We're locked. Come on, please freaking spin both, otherwise we're gonna be deeply upset. Haha! It works! Excellent. Twin locked. Yeah, look at that. No delay or anything. It's when they're locked, they're locked. No like, oh no. like as soon as you go backwards, it engages. They just engage the entire way through. And now, get up your obstacle, flick the locker off, hear a little psh, and now, look at that, straight to being unlocked. All right, so fast forward a few weeks later and we've got the 80 series out, we've been driving it on the road, and I have to say, all the new bearings in there, like it's driving mint. Between that, the new brake master, brake booster, oh, and the new clutch, which is freaking amazing, and you know, so good knowing that's done now on the car. It's really helped improve the whole driving experience of the vehicle, which is sick. And hopefully we have a bit more reliability now. We're not going to break down on trips and such, but speaking of trips, I'm very excited to test out that rear locker. I had a little bit of a play around here with it, and yeah, having a rear locker is making a massive difference. So I'm keen to get out into some properly hard tracks, be able to turn both lockers on, and by rights the car should just walk up everything. So that's sick, but yeah, really happy with all the work. Obviously it was a mega week. If I had to recall anything from it, I'd say just don't rush. You know, that mistake with the wheel nuts really could have been really bad if there had been a few more seconds on the road. So take your time with these things. You are working on motor vehicles, so it's great and all to DIY this stuff, but do double check everything, because if you got precious cargo like your girlfriend or whatever in there, you don't want to have any mistakes when you're out on the road. So yeah, apart from that, really happy with the build. It's going well, and now I just got to bloody use the thing. Got some big trips planned with it, so yeah, can't wait for that. And speaking of trips and holidays and such, this is actually our last episode for the year, so I just want to say thanks so much for all you guys' support, for watching all the videos, for commenting down below. Yeah, buying merch, and everything, and to our sponsors to help us out. Without you guys, none of this is possible. So massive thank you, and hope you all have a very safe and happy Christmas and holidays. Next year's going to be super exciting.
Yeah, we've got some new vehicles that haven't been seen before that we're going to be working on. We're also going to be going, well, some of us will be going to some really new places, which will be cool.
It's going to be the biggest shake-up I reckon we've had in a while. So like,
it's going to be stuff that's going to test us in a lot of ways.
100%. That's the thing. I want to push the boundaries on everything, on our cars, on us. So it's going to be really exciting. So get subscribed. You won't miss that. And yeah, once again, just thank you so much, guys, for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.
In 2026.
Yeah.